The Art of the Goodbye Party. One Christmas, Jordan gifted me a pineapple ornament to put on our tree. Pineapples, we'd learned during some museum tour or another, signified hospitality, and it was true. Over the course of that year, we had hosted people in our home week after week for book club meetings and small groups and dinner parties and friendsgivings and craft nights and awards shows. We were in our mid-20s, and we were determined to have friends. We would not be like the millennials on the internet, pining for something they couldn't have, and I refused to have moved back home only to befriend the people I'd known in high school. I wanted the much sought-after but ever-elusive adult friendship. I read a book called MWF Seeking BFF, and I said yes to random lunches with coworkers, and despite my profound introversion, over the years, I found my people. My adult, grown-up people. It's one of the things I'm proudest of my younger self for doing. It would have been easy in those early years of marriage to focus solely on Jordan, on our relationship, on our marriage, but Jordan was finishing up law school. He was busy. His people were not my people. I'm glad I didn't get completely consumed by our marriage. We were so young, and I could have. Instead, I had to build relationships outside of my husband. I think it made our marriage healthier. I know it made my friendships more vibrant and lasting. And then, the year after the pineapple, our friends, one by one, began to move. This the literature had not prepared me for. The authors I read wrote about friendships spanning decades, neighborhood Halloween parties where the kids grew up on the same block, lifelong relationships built in those first years of marriage that continued to blossom ad infinitum. I thought we had more time. I thought we had an unspoken rule. Was no one reading the same books I was? We were in a book club together, for crying out loud. Didn't we all agree this life was the one we'd always wanted? Tallahassee, it turns out, is a transient town. I didn't realize it because it's my hometown. I didn't move there for college. I was born there. My parents never left. I figured if I eventually made my way back, a decision I initially hated, I'd probably stay too, especially if I built a community I loved. Many of my high school classmates were still around, so it was shocking to me when the women I'd befriended in adulthood slowly began to leave. Husbands got jobs elsewhere, friends earned their doctorates. I couldn't figure it out. Weren't the parties and the gatherings I'd hosted incentives to stay? Jobs were worth moving for, sure, but weren't friendships worth staying for? Friends are hard to find in adulthood, everybody says so. Once you've found your people, why would you leave them? I never presumed I'd be the person who threw goodbye parties and waved metaphorical handkerchiefs from the metaphorical shore. I presumed we'd all remain on shore together, or maybe, if I was lucky, I'd be the one on the boat. The year after the pineapple became the year of the goodbye party. Each time our friends told us they'd be leaving, Jordan and I both kicked into gear. Rejoice with those who rejoice, even when it makes you want to vomit and punch a hole in the wall? Absolutely. We refused to wallow, pushed grief to a different compartment in our brains. We'd cry later. For now, we were thrilled, happy for every friend making a new life decision, moving all over the country. One couple left for Texas, then the next to Colorado, and the next to Jacksonville. 3 couple friends in our 20s had felt like an embarrassment of riches. It was the stuff my grown-up dreams were made of. But when all 3 moved within a matter of months, I realized how few of us there actually had been.